What's going on, guys? It's No just checking in, and today I want to answer a question from one of my subscribers. The question is, what do I do if I'm depressed but nobody will take me seriously? This is a common question. This is a topic in general that I have stirred over more times than I care to admit. And the reason it's such a common question is because depression and mood disorders are still relatively misunderstood. You know, that there's still a stigma behind them. It is not as common and as accepted as physical illness is, in this country and probably this world. Is that mental illness is that, it's that relic in the shadows. Some people it's really obvious, and for other people, you can be suffering from it, but you don't. It doesn't seem like you are. You're able to fake it, so to speak. You can maintain a certain level of behavior and appearance that leads people to think you're fine, right? So, in extreme cases, some people are catatonic, for example. People respect the fact that something's seriously wrong with them. But for a lot of people, like the gentleman that wrote me this comment or this message, he wrote a lot more. And I get this from a lot of people, a lot of people, is they feel like they're telling people they're hurting and no one's taking them serious. And what I don't have any fix for that. I don't have any fix for that. But what I can tell you is that even though whomever in your life doesn't understand, it doesn't mean nobody will ever understand. Sorry, I was trying to figure out how to word that. I think there's this idea that if a couple people don't get it around you, maybe you're all alone. Maybe nobody fucking gets this, and you're gonna just have to deal with it by yourself exponentially, throughout time. And that's not true. That's something that took me a while to understand and to believe, was that there were other people out there that did understand and that would take me seriously, not only in the grand scheme of the world, but in my local community. I just had to find them. For me, it came in the form of reading a book by a man named Douglas Block. He is an author, counselor, and a depression survivor. And I read his book and I connected with it, and I just believed for the first time that I wasn't alone and I wasn't going crazy. And that what I was going through was a real thing. I mean, I knew it was real. I knew I was suffering like I never knew it was possible, but I got the sense that almost everyone around me had no clue what I was talking about, and a lot of them, I don't think they believed me. And so that's the thing, is there's this need. We think we need people to believe us, and that will make us feel better. And what it does do when you feel that is make you not feel as alone, but it won't change the fact that you have to get through what you're going through. And that was sort of an arbitrary thing to say, but what I mean by it is you need to take yourself seriously, regardless of if other people regardless if other people are going to take you seriously or not. That's what I'm trying to say. So you need to take control of your illness. You need to take control of the symptoms you're experiencing. You need to validate yourself until you can find others to comfort you. Now, don't get me wrong. Comfort is important, and feeling understood and feeling like people believe you is important. But you also need to understand that people don't get depression, I think, on a general level. I think people think of depression as one thing, and then those who experience it in a severe manner understand it to be totally different. I was one of those people that before I was ever depressed, I wasn't terribly empathetic. I wasn't very compassionate. I never understood really what it meant to be depressed, or how serious it could get, how the symptoms could manifest, how painful it was, how dangerous it was. I was ignorant, and I was even a bit judgmental. Now, granted, I was always respectful, so I would never say that to someone's face, but I certainly thought, depressed people were weaker. It's horrible to admit it, and it's really ironic that I would end up getting so severely depressed, but whatever. We all learn in our own way. I wish I didn't have to go through what I've been through to understand just how serious it is, but I'm sort of roundabouting and babbling. That's my gift. I got the gift to gab. I just talk about what I think, and then I circle it, and then I grab other shit and I pull it in. But as long as you take yourself seriously, you have someone in your corner. But if you let other people's lack of understanding take precedence over seeking action to treat yourself to get better, and I don't mean treat yourself like medicate yourself. I just mean it'll be counterproductive to wait for someone to understand before you start learning about your own condition. You start reaching out for help. If your parents don't understand, go to a close friend. If your close friend doesn't understand, go to a professional. If the professional, well, if you go to the right professional, they will understand. But you see what I'm saying? The point is, you find people that will understand. You seek people that can relate to you. You reach out. And you find that connection, and you will, and it'll empower you, and you'll get that community. Some of us are really blessed to have people in our immediate lives that are able to, whether they understand or not, be compassionate and want to help. Other people are going to be dicks, and they're not going to get it, and they're going to make things worse. And, that's something I aim to do in this channel over time, is to educate. Educate people that don't understand about depression, and try to teach people the best I can how to help, how to behave, or at least how not to make things worse. But I've already said what I was going to say for this video, so I don't need to go on any further. Just understand that I care. For example, I take mental suffering seriously. I don't brush it to the side, and I don't take it the man up mentality. It's a real thing. It's a real illness. It is responsible for the deaths of so many people. Yet, it is very much taboo, and it is very much judged by ignorant people that haven't had to go through it, and vast majority of people won't. But there's a lot of us that have and do, and we need to stick by each other, we need to support each other, and we need to help each other get well. Check out healingfromdepression.com. Brilliant website, tons of resources. The man who runs it, his name's Douglas Block. I spoke of him earlier. He wrote the book 12 Weeks to a Better Mood. He also, in that book, documents his entire experience with a very severe clinical depression. You'll find a lot of good things there. Be brave, don't isolate, and don't think you're all alone. Don't think that nobody will ever understand. It's just simply not true, but I am sorry for whomever in your life isn't understanding for you. That can be extraordinarily painful. I have battled with it so very much since I became depressed, and it can pretty much be a winless battle, but you will find people that can back you up, that can support you, and can acknowledge you, and that's important. So take your depression, take your anxiety, whatever you're going through, you take it in your own hands, and you take yourself seriously regardless of other people won't, and you fight tooth and nail, and you do whatever you have to do to get better. That's your job, and you need to do it each and every day. Advocate for yourself, and then the support will find you in time, so long as, of course, you are reaching out for it. Take good care, guys. We'll do another video soon.